Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series. Tonight, round one of the championship run. 240 laps of stage racing about to go, but we've got a special guest in the booth, Jason Powell, for tonight's invocation.
Dear Lord, we come to you with a very thankful heart this evening, and we thank you for all the many blessings and opportunities you give us and the ability to come together. And we want to thank you, Lord, for the time that the Dees family had with their precious Michael, and for that we want to ask a special blessing upon the Dees family for comfort and give them strength and understanding, Lord. And we'd like to ask you, Lord, for us to come together and have fun, join as one, and for you to get all the glory, and most of all, if those that don't know you, we ask you, Lord, for them to come to you and to get to know you, and as we may get to see Michael again in the future. In his name we pray, amen.
Amen, and thank you, Jason Powell, for tonight's invocation. Also, one of the admin team here at the Blazing Pedals. We're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to kick off the real start to the show here tonight. Again, championship round number 1 of 12 starts here tonight.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here from Richmond Raceway as we get ready to start off the round of 12 here tonight. Brian D is on the bottom right-hand side of your corner. Tonight, we remember his brother, Michael, as we get ready to go. Stage 1 tonight going to end at the end of lap number 48. Stage 2 at the end of lap 117, all the way to lap 240 to determine who is going to win tonight's race. We're looking at Matt Gruenberg sitting on pit road. And Gruenberg is the big winner of the regular season, but that's done now as we get ready to go into the playoffs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the playoffs. As we sit right now, we have 12 drivers getting ready to roll and try and fight their way into the next round. We've got Matt Gruenberg, Jamie Walker, Dalton Kilroe, Derek Paulson, James Miller, Brian Dees, Taylor, Butcher Benjamin, Rick Thompson, Corey Sherman, Matt Hackathorn, John Perkins, and Josh Klinger. Those are the gentlemen that are going to be sporting the yellow spoiler here tonight. And the splitter, for that matter. Except for Corey. He didn't do it. He just has the yellow spoiler on. I want to thank all the drivers that went ahead and put Michael ahead on their car somewhere. Very classy. These guys just a family. Tonight's race weather brought to you by TRJKarting.com. It's 77 degrees outside. Track temperature 82, and from what I understand, the track and the car are going to be quite interesting here, especially for the first couple laps on new tires. Very slippery. Then it gets tight, then slippery, and that's just one corner. On top of the speed charts here tonight, it's going to be the 88 so far here in practice. That is Jamie Walker. He had a chance of winning the championship last year, but it ended up being taken away by Dalton Kilroe, the driver of the 41. So last season's champion, actually in pit road right now, getting ready to come back out on track, I believe. But the 88, one of those drivers that has a chance to go. So does this man right here, Derek Paulson. Paulson absent last week, but he's got himself a new paint job by Marielle. I think it's cool. I didn't think I was going to like anything quite as much as I like the other paint job, but this one was really cool. Makes that Ford look sharp. And you get a little taste right there out of Brian Dees. That car is, oh my goodness. Yeah. So that's what we have to look forward to here tonight. We'll see if it gets any better. I'm sure it will. This is practice, so they're kind of stretching out and pushing the car harder than they would in practice to see what they can get away with, which is exactly what practice is all about. James Miller, one of the guys here tonight that has a chance at the championship, the 09 or the late season victory, putting his name on the top 12 championship list. Kyle Wellman, new father. Congratulations goes out to him. And just a couple of guys on track right now as we're getting ready to roll the first pit party here of practice. And if you're not familiar with the term, it just basically means that everybody's going to try and come out together and get an idea of what it's like to run side by side at race speed before we kick off tonight's event. Who is going to make it to Skittles victory lane here tonight? Will it be one of the drivers with the yellow spoiler? Will it be somebody else making their first win of the season? We're going to find out here tonight. Jamie Walker has been fast here during practice. Another gentleman who's been very quick here in practice, Aaron Bockover. Bockover just trying to hold on to get himself a decent finish. He has had a very, very tough season. But several tracks where he's been very quick. And then something happens and unfortunately he doesn't finish. Oh, there goes the number 20. That's Josh Klinger. Klinger, one of those guys. He's wearing the yellow. Along with Tanner Marr. This is the Michael Dees Memorial here at Richmond tonight. And as I said, you will see a few drivers that have put that on the hood just to show some brotherly love or sisterly love. Over to Brian Dees, the 17. Jamie Walker getting a little bit loose, and this is something we're going to have to watch for during the race. I mean, he was able to save it. Behind the 88, it's the one of Ty Morosco. Ty last week took home a brand new butt kicker. Again, watching Aaron Bach over out there. He's got good speed here tonight. just has to find a way to finish. Brad Collins opting to use the same car that he used last week. That throwback number 22. And here in practice, Amanda Sherman, 19th quickest. We're set to have 29 drivers join in tonight. We're going to see if that number rings true. I saw that Rick Thompson is having a little bit of problems with connection issues. Remember, Rick is coming live to us from his RV, so sometimes the connection isn't the best. Cars sitting on pit road right now, thinking they're probably going to try and do another pit party before we get going. And that's going to do it for practice. Onward now to qualifying. And let's see who is going to be first out. You never know. Looks like Dalton Kilroe, last season's champion, going to be the first one to set foot on track. Kyle Wellman, Amanda Sherman also going to come out on track at the same time. Joshua Rutherford going to sneak out. So let's see what Kilroe has here. Now is the time to show it off. Remember, these cars take a couple of laps just to warm up the tires, so qualifying times may be actually a little bit slower than race pace. As you see, oh, Dalton Kilroe into the wall before he takes the go flag. So Amanda Sherman and this gentleman right here, Kyle Wellman, are one of the top three. And Kyle Wellman actually on the pole here for this qualifying event. Dave Seats takes away. Oh. Wellman able to hold on to him. That's going to affect time. But Dave Seats right now sitting on the pole in the number 14. And the 41 tries to go back out again, and it looks like he has a problem yet again. The 41 letting the smoke out. So he might be starting from the rear. Corey Rutherford out there in the 5. Right now sitting 5th quickest. John Perkins in the 33 takes the top spot away from David Seats. And then it all changes. It's now Doc Butcher, John Perkins, Dave Seats, your top 3. Matt Hackathorn, Jordan McAvoy changes again. New 3rd spot. Brad Collins in the 22. $11 drivers have taken time so far. Here comes Tanner Marr, going to try and make it 12. Philip Van Vliet, Jamie Walker on the racing surface. And Tanner Marr swings it home in 8th. Is that a slide? Yeah, is that what Dale Jr. means by slide job? You never really know. The 89, Philip Van Vliet, really been pouring it on as of late. And the lone Dutchman puts it in 9th quickest in his Ford. Just the front stretch to go to see if he can improve that time. And he does, big time. 4th quickest for Van Vliet. Jamie Walker looking to put a time down. All the way to the pole goes Jamie Walker. So just like practice, Walker getting it done. Rick Thompson has been able to connect. The Speed Mafia, number 76. Not a lot of practice out there in this setup. But 7th quickest here so far. Oh, and around he goes. So his second lap will be null and void. Here comes Derek Paulson out on the track. Brand new paint job by Marielle. I think I like this one as much as the other one. Michael Falk. Yes, they are, buddy. Derek Paulson. Gonna try and put down lap number 1 without incident. He does. All the way to 2nd spot. Meanwhile, James Miller puts down a time that puts him in 4th. And Paulson. Hey, that's a pretty cool way to finish up a lap. Aaron Bockover out on track. Bockover, 2nd quickest driver here during practice. 1st lap time, good enough for 14th starting place. And he is going to stay right there. A 22.467, good enough for 14th right now. Corey Sherman launches himself to 3rd. And that is going to do it as he hits the inside retaining wall. So 1 lap to get to 3rd. Brian D is so far 22nd quickest. Awesome paint job. Thank you very much, Michael Falk. That's a great paint job for this memorial. And the Soul Stealer takes 8th spot, a 22.342. Josh Klinger out on track, and he is now under the clock. Klinger right now 13th quickest, just behind Rick Thompson. 22.417. And make that a 22.274. Second lap much quicker than the first. Puts him up to 4th spot. Rick Thompson using this time to get in a couple of extra practice laps, and we have 6 drivers that have not qualified, and I don't believe they're going to. Fred Thompson, Matt Gruenberg, Jeff Fisher, Randy McAvoy, Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe tried, and Casey Campbell. So those are the drivers that did not qualify. With a minute 40 left, let's take a look at this here real quick. So we have Jamie Walker on the pole, a 22.12. Derek Paulson, a 22.20. And Corey Sherman, a 22.26. Josh Klinger, 22.27. James Miller, 22.27. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, 22.28. Ty Morosco, a 22.32. A 3.9 for John Perkins, a 3.4 for Brian Dees, a 3.6 for Brad Collins. That's your top 10. So pretty close. And I think we're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to go into the grid.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
You wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
And let's get this one going by going through the grid. On the pole tonight with a 22.122, the number 88 of Jamie Walker to his outside, the 6 out of MFRD. It's Derek Paulson. TNA Motorsports number 3, Corey Sherman starting 3rd. Josh Klinger out of Oceanside Cleaners Racing, number 20, will be starting in 4th. James Miller in the 09 starting in 5th. TBB going to take his number 10 and started in 6th spot. Tom Orozco's number 1 out of S&M Motorsports starting in 7th spot tonight. John Perkins out of Speed Mafia starts his 33 and 8th. Brian Dees in the 17 out of S&M Motorsports. Going to start 9th here tonight. Speed Mafia's number 22 Brad Collins starting on the outside, 5th row. Philip Van Vliet, the Lone Dutchman Racing's number 89, starts in 11th spot. Limitless Motorsports, number 14, Dave Seats, starts to his outside. Starting in 13th tonight, the 76 out of Speed Mafia, it's Rick Thompson. Matt Hackathorn in the 84 out of Ram Racing starts in 14th. And 15th tonight, it's going to be Jordan McAvoy out of Team AV, the 66. And to his outside out of Limitless Motorsports, the 28 of Mike Hamlin. Starting inside of the next row in 17th spot, the number 4 out of 5 Kings Motorsports, it's going to be Tanner Marr and Aaron Bach over out of TNA Motorsports, starts his 44 and 18th. Starting in 19th tonight, it's going to be the Work in Progress Racing's number 5 of Corey Rutherford, and to his outside, the 42 Racing's number 42 of Kyle Wellman-Rick.
And then in 21st place, it's the 55 of Joshua Rutherford. On his outside, the 16 of Ian Habiak. Amanda Sherman in 23rd with Matt Grunberg starting 24th. Last season's champion, Dalton Kilroe, got his 41, qualified in the 25th spot with Jeffrey Fisher in his 98. Going to be starting in 26. Randy McAvoy, the number 61, going to be starting in 27th position. And the return of the 46 of Fred Thompson, he's going to be starting in 28th. And rounding out that field, Chris, it's going to be the 29 of Casey Campbell. It looks like the 86 of Terry Foster stuck on the side of the road on his way to the track, so not able to make the race here tonight.
And here we go. Green flag is out. Jamie Walker with a good jump. And that's how we start. Derek Paulson in second. The 3rd spot belongs to Corey Sherman. We still have a battle for the 4th spot. On the outside, the 20 of Josh Klinger trying to get it done. The 09 of James Miller holding on. Now that battle goes back to 6th spot. Excuse me, it's a 5th spot as Josh Klinger holds on to it on the outside. The 3 gets shuffled outside. James Miller going to take over 3rd spot. Here comes the 1 of Ty Morosco. Now going to work the inside of the 3. Ty Morosco trying to move up in a hurry. The DQ disqualified machine is back, Rick.
I love it. I love seeing that number 1 out there in that DQ paint. Hopefully he doesn't get disqualified here tonight. Not running in the chase, Morosco, but we'll see if he can have a good race here tonight.
And that's what it's going to take for everybody here tonight. A good race, and we've got one going right now. It's for 2nd spot. James Miller right on the back bumper of Derek Paulson. Paulson under attack. Both drivers in the hunt looking to try and outdo one another. Meanwhile, Jamie Walker is starting to take off just a little bit here. Richmond, a little bit of a short track to get us started off in this championship run. Things start to settle down into single file racing. In the top 12 and maybe further back. Yeah, much further back.
Much further, yep.
Yeah, we've gone single file racing right up till we see Ian Habiak. Habiak in the 16 gets under the 55 of Joshua Rutherford, and he's going to put him down a spot. Matt Grunberg has already started his climb up, +3. Dalton Kilroe, last season's champion, up 5 since the drop of the green flag just 6 laps ago.
Yeah, so far, Kilroe with the 6 laps into this 240-lap race, Chris. Biggest mover so far with that 5. We'll see what happens here. I expect both those drivers to move up there pretty quickly. They got to do a lot of work, though, to catch up to the 88 of Jamie Walker, who's having a heck of a night here tonight.
Yeah, 7 laps in, and he is really showing that he knows how to get around this track. And here comes Ty Morosco now to the inside of the 3. He's looking to put the 3 down in one more spot. He's down on the inside. And Ty Morosco couldn't get it done through that set of corners. So on to the front stretch they go and into turn number 1.
I know you touched on us starting the playoffs here tonight, the first race of the round of 16. We have 3 races, Chris, and you already said that Richmond, kind of a short track field here. I mean, it is a short track here at Richmond, and usually puts on some good racing, but that's pretty much what the whole first round of 16 is. Next week we head on over to Bristol on Halloween. We're in Vegas, so a little bit bigger. And then we start the round of 12, which is going to be Talladega, Charlotte, and Kansas. Then off to the round of 8, where we have Texas. We have another short track on December 5th, Martinsville, before we finish up those playoffs. The round of 8 are going to be finishing in Phoenix there, and then the championship 4 head to an undetermined track at this point.
Yeah, of course, the drivers will vote in for the championship race. You got to get rid of all the road courses, all the super speedways, and any other track that they've raced on this season. They're allowed to vote for. I don't know if it'll work the same way, but in the event of a tie, last time there was one, Rick and I got to pick the tiebreaker. That was kind of cool.
Well, we got to pick Michigan, which, you know, Blazing Pedals has Michigan down to a T, Chris, and we've actually ran Michigan a couple of times in a couple of different series here with the Blazing Pedals. So this year, I think if it's a tiebreaker, I think we got to come up with something different. We got to throw these guys a little bone, I think, or something. I don't know.
Bristol it is.
I was thinking Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I know the drivers love that track. I'm watching the 10 of Taylor the Butcher, Benjamin Doc Busher. He is down 2 positions, sitting in 8th right now, trying to work on the inside of Brian D's beautiful memorial car for his brother. I love that car, Chris. Michael Flock over at MF Racing Designs did a fabulous job on it. Of course, Brian and the D's family. I kind of missed the beginning of the race there. Sunday night's a little busy here at the Hammond household, but my thoughts and prayers, along with all of us here at Turn 3 Racing Network, are going out to you folks.
Doc Butcher follows Brian Dees. John Perkins right behind him. Then Philip Van Vliet. Van Vliet up 1 spot. Behind him, Rick Thompson up 2 to get to the 11th spot, just outside of the top 10. Jordan McAvoy in that number 66, the pink for breast cancer awareness. Let's not forget about that this month. Jordan McAvoy up 3 spots to get into 12th. Behind them, we got a little bit of a cluster going on. Dave Seats trying to make things happen on the inside. He's inside Matt Hackathorn right now, the 84, stuck on the outside. Dave Seats tries to make the move, this time in through turns 3 and 4. Not going to happen, as Hackathorn uses the outside to kind of propel himself forward. Behind them, it's going to be Mike Hamlin in the 28. Hamlin right where he started this one 16 laps ago, in the 16th spot, just being patient. I think that's going to be the key for a lot of drivers here tonight, a little bit of patience. You know who's not following that formula? It's Matt Gruenberg, up 6 spots already. May get 7 as he goes around the 4 of Tanner Marr. So Matt Gruenberg up 17 spots. Or excuse me, up 7 spots into 17th. Yeah.
There you go.
I didn't drive 500 miles just to be here tonight or anything.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Glad you had a good, safe trip. Matt Gruenberg has his sights on the 28 Taz machine of Mike Hamlin. And now Gruenberg not giving up that inside lane. It's allowing the 4 Tanner Marr to try to get to the back bumper there of Hamlin, but decides against it. Says, oh, let's try this low line, see what happens here. We know how Gruenberg drives. I mean, he drives just like Jamie Walker, Chris. It's been such a joy to have Matt Gruenberg here in the league this season. Give Jamie a little competition.
Oh, Jamie, Dolan, and everybody else. And competition? Yeah, you can say that. I mean, but he only won 10 during the regular season.
The thing with Gruenberg and Walker, though, I mean, they have kind of the similar driving. Usually we see Walker will start kind of back towards the back. I mean, tonight, obviously, he did qualify there on the pole, which he's been hanging on to now for 21 laps. So doing a heck of a job there, but it's a joy watching the 88 and the 54 pick their way up through the field. It's a long race, and both drivers very patient, cautious.
Well, Kyle Wellman stated that he was only going to drive into the first stage, but we're almost halfway through that. Wellman in the 42, holding on to his 20th starting spot. And here comes Aaron Bockover. Bockover, who's down 3 spots since the drop of the green flag, going to try and find that speed that he had during practice. During practice, second quickest driver of the 44. So we know he knows how to get around here, maybe just being a little overly cautious due to the rest of the season that he's had.
Been a rough one there for the 44 Bockover, that's for sure, Chris. And he needs to have a good finish to instill that confidence and everything back. And I think that's what he's doing as he works around the inside there of the 42.
Wellman taking it back to the inside, not going to be able to get there.
I think it looks good seeing those two Looney Tune cars there running together.
Kyle Wellman and a 5 of Corey Rutherford. They're being followed by the 16 of TRJ Karting.com. It's Ian Habiak, and Habiak getting a little sideways. And that's what we were told at the beginning of this one. These cars are going to have some difficulties tonight, which means these drivers are going to have some difficulties tonight. First guy that's going to have a little difficulty, if he looks out his rear view mirror, and he already did because he's moved up the track, but it's going to be Fred Thompson. Thompson right ahead of our race leader, and that's going to be up to Jamie Walker to make a way around him. He does cleanly. So Walker has led every single lap so far of this first stint. He's got a 1.3 second lead over Derek Paulson in that beautiful number 6 car. I gotta say, it looks like Marielle may have had a little help with that one, because that's a pretty cool looking car. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she's that good.
Well, she's definitely that good. I know Michael Pock helps Marielle out quite a bit, but it's all her idea. So it's good to see.
Having a little difficulty getting around Fred Thompson as the 09 wanted to go to the top side. Fred Thompson was already there. They settled things out on track. Next car to catch Fred is going to be the 3 of Corey Sherman. Sherman way down on the inside. He's going to make that pass happen. Here comes Ty Morosco in the DQ car. Also to the inside. No problem there for Ty. We got a little bit of a battle going on right now for 6th spot between Josh Klinger and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Klinger on the outside trying to make it stick. The 10 pushes his way back in through the corner. Back out onto the backstretch they go. It's going to be side-by-side racing for just a moment. Now Josh Klinger on the outside using the momentum. He takes away the spot. So the outside tonight, unlike last week, can be used. Brian D's up 1 spot into 8th. He goes around Fred Thompson, and now it's going to be a freight train for poor Fred, including his son, Rick. Rick Thompson down below. Right on the back bumper of the 33, John Perkins.
It's good to see Fred back out there on track, though.
Matt Gruenberg gets around him. Matt Gruenberg up 10 spots into 14th position. So slowly, methodically working his way towards the front. Right now, right behind the 84 of Hackathorn. Championship points on the line here tonight. Take a peek in on last season's champion, Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe just now getting around Fred Thompson. Behind him, it's Aaron Bockover. Bockover has closed the gap on the 41. And Aaron Bockover takes a peek down to the inside. Bockover going to try and make a pass. Aaron Bockover trying to make a pass on the 41. So the TNA driver of the number 44 up to 19th spot. Matt Gruenberg gets around Matt Hackathorn. Next on his list is going to be Jordan McAvoy.
That team AB is mixing it up right now. The 66, the 54, the 84, all right there.
Yeah, along with the 14 of Dave Seats. Seats goes down to the inside. He's going to try and make Hackathorn pay. The 66 moves up the track, and he allows the 54 to go on by, and that could be problems because he's going to lose not one, but two other spots. As Dave Seats in the 14, the Autism Speaks car gets down low on the inside, going to try and make it stick there. They head across the stripes and into turns 1 and 2.
The 66 not giving it up easy though. McAvoy doing everything that he possibly can to keep Seats away from that position, but Seats holding strong on that inside, Chris, and that's going to allow the 22 of Collins to come up.
Brad Collins currently being scored in the 16th spot, just outside of the top 15, watching the battle wage on in front of him. Meanwhile, Tanner Marr in the 4 car right behind him, trying to catch up. Dave Seats does finally take that spot away from McAvoy, so plus 1 more for Dave Seats. Meanwhile, we check in on our race leader, and it's Jamie Walker. Now he has put 2 drivers a lap down. Amanda Sherman, the latest to go down a lap.
Casey Campbell in that beautiful number 73. I'm glad to see that car back out on track too.
Yeah, Casey Campbell fighting with the 61 of Randy McAvoy. Behind him, it's the race leader. We see Casey on the bottom right hand side of your screen.
Oh, Michael answered our question there. Seriously, it was all her. I just placed it where she wants it. I was kind of surprised at how cool it was too. And listen, that's how they learn, Dad. And eventually she's just going to be like, no, why don't you just get out of my way? I'll show you what I want.
Lap number 41 of 240 in the books. Working lap 42 now. Just a few short laps away from the end of the first stage, and the gentleman on the bottom right hand side of your screen, Jamie Walker, has led them all.
Oh, he took the monster jersey off? Come on. I did get to catch that there when I jumped into the server, so that way I was all ready to go.
Derek Paulson trying everything he can to try and catch up. The gap down to 1.6 seconds, but I think that might be because Jamie ran into those 2 cars that were racing ahead of him. 44 laps in the book here at Richmond. Working lap number 45 of 48 to finish up our first stint. I want to go and thank everybody for tuning in live to the Turn 3 Racing Network. This is the championship run here for the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series. James Miller sitting in 3rd, Corey Sherman in 4th. Ty Morosco rounds out the top 5. Doc Butcher, and then, can you believe this? Matt Gruenberg has climbed all the way up to 7th spot. Plus 17 for the 54. Got Brian Dees right behind him. All eyes on our race leader right now, though, as in just a couple of laps, 2 things are going to happen. First, it'll be a lap to go. And then second, pit road will close.
And pit road should be closed now, Chris, so drivers just got to go around. Jamie Walker coming down out of turn number 4 across the stripe. Got to make it around one more time to secure stage number 1 here tonight.
Yellow flag in hand from our flag waver, Bob. As Walker comes out of turn number 4, and he's going to cross the start finish line. Give himself a break because he just won stage number 1. So congratulations goes out to the 88 team, bringing home stage number 1 here tonight. For this Michael Dees Memorial here at Richmond. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, should be stage number 2.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Well, new race leader. It's going to be Kyle Wellman as we come back live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You know what that means, Rick? It means he lied. Liar, liar.
Listen, Baby Storm might be sleeping, so let's not make too much noise.
All right. Well, Kyle Wellman going to be leading this one. Joshua Rutherford going to be on the outside pole. Neither one of those drivers have come down pit road yet. Jamie Walker came down not once but twice to get fuel for a second time. As the pace car drops down, here we go, looking for the green flag. Kyle Wellman has control of the field, and he hits the loud pedal. Here we go, back under green, stage number 2 underway.
That's right. Here we are starting on lap number 55. Go all the way to, what is it, lap 117 for the end of stage 2.
Ty Morosco takes over the race lead. Kyle Wellman couldn't hold on. Oh, he's bringing it down pit road. He just wanted to lead. He wanted to lead. I dig it.
Give me that lap.
Ty Morosco now is your race leader. The 55 also dropped way back on that restart as he went to the outside on those old tires. He continues to fall backwards, but up front it's going to be Ty Morosco. Derek Paulson in second. Paulson trying to get there. He gets right to the back bumper, has to check up, and the 09 does too. Now down to the inside goes Derek Paulson. Paulson going to be looking for the race lead. James Miller comes right to the back bumper of the one car. Here comes Matt Gruenberg. Derek Paulson under full attack, trying to figure out which way to go. And he thinks better of it. He goes right down to the yellow line. That's the best spot to go, as it's going to be now Paulson, Miller, and Gruenberg, your top 3.
And if my pit timing is correct, Chris, those top 3 cars right there might have some new Goodyears on them.
Wow, that would be really different for Matt Gruenberg.
That's what I was kind of shocked by.
Really different. Yellow flag is out.
Might have been because of Joshua Rutherford in the 55.
Oh boy. Well, I was talking to Mark before the race started, and I kind of made a joke, and here it is.
And it just came true, yeah, because yeah, I didn't even see. I didn't go up high enough. The curse of Chris
comes out. And we're watching the 44. He gets into Philip Van Vliet. Ian Habiak gets into the 44, and it is lights out for Aaron Bockover one more time. Meanwhile, through all of that, Joshua Rutherford in the 55 having problems himself. And he actually stays out of it. Not getting into it is the 55. So good driving out of him. Way to wheel up.
Yeah, I think it just triggered the red flag for us here on our timing screen because he had to slow down so quickly.
Well, well, well. Let's go back live. Dave Seats now going to be the first driver out on track. Mike Hamlin, Derek Paulson. As it looks like a couple of drivers decided to come down pit road, grab some fuel while they could. So new race leader, Dave Seats.
I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to copyright and hashtag this now. Bad luck Bockover. You'll be able to buy that shirt soon, I'm sure, at savageedge.com for Savage Edge graphics.
$29.99.
That's right. Might be $49.99 because I got to pay for all those, those car accidents that Bockover's had this season. But in all seriousness, unfortunately, Bockover going to be getting the EOL for that caution.
Oh, poor Aaron. When it rains,
it pours.
It pours.
I already seen the suggestions part of Discord here, Chris. Aaron Bockover calling for the Legend cars next season at Charlotte, but not the Charlotte Legends Oval.
Well, in all seriousness, I got to thank Aaron for the message that he sent to me after last week's race. I do appreciate that, Aaron. And I was pulling for you, buddy. Now it looks like Amanda Sherman first up to get a lap back. And that will put her back on the lead lap. Except for some reason, it's not. So, I don't know. Jamie Walker brings it down pit road for fuel once again.
I noticed a couple of drivers actually did the same thing there, Chris. So trying to pack as much Sunoco racing fuel in those machines as they possibly can.
Back under the green flag, and Dave Seats takes off early. Doing a good job holding on to the race lead. Derek Paulson battling it out for second spot. Shelley, I know. I don't know what to say. Good battle here for the second spot. The 28 on the outside is Mike Hamlin trying to battle with Derek Paulson for it. Not going to be able to finish him off. So Derek Paulson from the inside going to take away second spot. Here comes Matt Gruenberg. If the 28 doesn't close it up, Gruenberg is right there. And this time, Hamlin able to get down to the yellow line. That's going to woe up Matt Gruenberg just a little bit. And here comes Derek Paulson. Paulson now sniffing out the race lead. He looked on the inside, wasn't going to be able to make it happen. Dave Seats slammed the door. Matt Gruenberg now working the inside of Hamlin. Hamlin trying to fight back on the outside. And we got a battle for the race lead. The 6 stuck it in. Had to get on the brakes really hard to stay out of them. Paulson trying to get the race lead. Gruenberg trying to hold on to third. Gruenberg's going to take that third spot away.
That looks like the driver of the number 42, Chris Kyle Woman, had to, I think he woke the baby up, bud.
Oh, man.
He had to go.
Babies. You're so finicky. Need. That's all they ever do. Derek Paulson trying to find a way to the race lead. The 54 right behind him, up 21 spots. Also trying to scout out a way to get to the lead. Into turns 1 and 2 we go. Derek Paulson stuffs it down to the yellow line. Derek Paulson looking for a way to get there. Dave Seats too late to block him off. Here comes the Mustang on the inside. Derek Paulson pulls it ahead by about a hood. And at the line, new race leader, Derek Paulson. Dave Seats going to go back another spot because here comes Gruenberg. Gruenberg on the inside, going to try and make him go back a spot. Dave Seats going to lose another one. Derek Paulson wouldn't be denied, and he finally got there. And at the line, Matt Gruenberg has taken away second spot. Seats tries to battle back on the outside. Couldn't do it now. The 6 driving out of the rear view mirror.
That's exactly what Derek Paulson wants to see, Chris. He wants to see Seats and Gruenberg battle it out there for a little while because that just opens up a little gap there for Paulson. But it looks like Matt Gruenberg's, well, Dave Seats not giving up on that outside lane, let me tell you.
Well, Seats wants to be in second spot. He is fighting very hard to do it. And it's those yellow spoilers, man. Every position counts.
Exactly. Every driver with one of those on there has worked hard all season to come in here and be in the top 16 so they can start the first round. And it goes quick too, Chris. I mean, we had, 26 races here for the regular season. And now that we're in the playoffs, man, I mean, it sounds like we have 10 races left. So it sounds like it's still a long time when you think about it, 10 weeks. But really, when you break it down by threes and then drivers get cut, this season is going to fly by.
It is. So 2 laps ago, Dave Seats took away second spot at the line. This time by Matt Gruenberg holds on to it. Dave Seats continuing to battle on the outside. Matt Gruenberg trying to stave off frustration as they head into turns 3 and 4. Gruenberg still taking it by about 2 inches at the line. It's going to be Gruenberg, but it's getting close. Dave Seats doing a great job on the outside.
Both drivers for their last lap, Chris, was 23.27 seconds.
Dead even. Dave Seats pulls ahead just a little bit down the backstretch. Now into turns 3 and 4 onto the front stretch they go. Dave Seats going to take it this time. Dave Seats doing something that I didn't think could be done. He's really holding on to the outside lane. Meanwhile, behind him, here comes Mike Hamlin in the 28. These guys have been racing for a long time, and Hamlin going to try and get to their back bumper. Meanwhile, Derek Paulson has checked out.
Oh, no.
And Aaron Bockover having issues once again, still under the green flag.
Dave Seats finally gets cleared. Matt Gruenberg, Chris.
Seats getting it done on the outside unbelievably well. The 14 doing a great job. And right there out of turn 4, he has found something that gives him just a little bit more speed than the 54.
And I look at Brian Dees just behind Gruenberg there. Brian Dees in the 17 machine and breaks into the top 5. He is racing hard now with Mike Hamlin. Hamlin hangs on to it there on the outside. Here comes Rick Thompson. And of course, we might as well just throw in the 33 of John Perkins right into that mix. And then there is a small gap between Perkins and Jeffrey Fisher in that 98, who is sitting in 8th. Tanner Marr right behind Fisher. He is in 9th with Dalton Kilrow rounding out that top 10.
And it looks like Gruenberg might be heading back up underneath Dave Seats. No, couldn't get there last time by. But Seats leaving the door open just a little bit, daring the 54 to get there. This time, going into turns 1 and 2, Matt Gruenberg is there again. The battle continues on between Gruenberg and Seats. The 14 and the 50. Oh, they make contact. Oh, Matt Gruenberg somehow holding on to it. And the 14 going to take advantage of the slightly slower 54 at this moment and hold on to position. Oh, this one is getting good.
It is getting good, but you know who's really enjoying this battle, Chris? It is the leader right now. That's the 6 of Derek Paulson. He now has a 2.5 second lead on Dave Seats and Gruenberg.
Biggest gap of the race so far. It's held by Derek Paulson as Seats once again defends off Matt Gruenberg for that second spot. Again, though, Seats stays up high. The 54 takes it down to the yellow line. We're battling once again for the second spot. Heading into turns 3 and 4 now. The 54 takes it down low one more time. Here comes Mike Hamlin and Brian Dees. Rick Thompson's there. One little mistake from either one of these two drivers, the 14 or the 54, could cost him dearly right now.
That's
And
the thing, Chris. I mean, you've already talked about it. I mean, every point and every position matters right now, and these drivers know it. And they're, you know, I mean, it's just one spot, and people might wonder why they're racing so hard. You know, here on lap 85, you got 240 laps total here tonight. So, but you just want to be in the right spot, the right time, and that's what it is. But like you said, though, I mean, with Hamlin and Dees and Thompson, Perkins all right there, man, if the 14 or 54 make one mistake, that could cost a few other drivers some issues tonight.
oh, it absolutely could. That's one of the things you have to watch out for.
Another thing we have to watch out for, we have a special guest here, finally off the side of the road. Terry Foster joining us in the booth here.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Terry Foster. Terry No Drive Foster. What's going on tonight?
I thought I could spend a couple $100, get my daughter's car towed. So here I am. I just walked in the door.
Oh boy. I'm so sorry that you missed the start of this one, but I'll tell you, you're coming in at a heck of a time. It has been a wild ride here. We're looking at second and third place. Dave Seats and Matt Gruenberg are having a battle for the ages for second spot.
Yeah, Chris, I started watching you guys' battle because I got bored watching Paulson walking away from these guys.
Yeah, this is Just awesome. And we're lined up to do it again. Dave Seats to the outside, Matt Gruenberg on the inside. It's a drag race down the stretch, heading into turns 3 and 4. Matt Gruenberg takes it into turn 3 on the low side. He has to check up. The car's starting to get a little tight. At the line.
Behind.
Oh, at the line.
Oh, Mike Hamlin.
It was Gruenberg, but Mike Hamlin, who was driving right behind these guys, mind you, had a little bit of an issue.
Ooh.
Well, let's go on back and take a look and see what happened to Mike Hamlin. So we see the 28 there. He's to the outside, the 76 to the inside. 76 is Rick Thompson. Thompson drops down to the inside, and oh, they make contact. I believe the 76 may have moved up the track a little bit. Oh, John Perkins hard into the 28. That's going to ruin his night. Oh boy.
Yeah. Looks like the 98 got into it just a little bit there at Fisher also.
Yeah, it looks like Rick may have not have turned as much as he wanted to, but that's a sad night for the 28, definitely.
John Perkins gets in the back of the 17 just a little bit, tries to get off of him, and slides right up. Oh man, that was a hard hit too for Perkins. Is able to keep it rolling, but man, oh man. Caution number 2 on the night.
So I did do some practice today, guys. I tell you what, you get them left sides below that yellow line, hang on. You're most likely going to go for a ride.
Now, from the description we got from Mark, it's loose in, tight in the center, loose out, and it's doubly so when the tires are cold. We've definitely seen that here tonight. But by and by, these guys have done a great job to kind of stave off those conditions. Yellow flag out for just the second time in a row this evening. Derek Paulson is our race leader. Then it's going to be Matt Gruenberg, Rick Thompson, and Brian Dees. Tanner Marr rounds out the top 5. Last season's champion, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, has moved himself up 19 positions into 6th spot. Matt Hackathorn, right behind him in the 84, runs in 7th. James Miller, down 3 into the 8th spot. Brad Collins having a good night inside of the top 10, running in 9th. And to round out the top 10, it's going to be Corey Rutherford in the 5 car. Just outside of the top 10, you got Corey Sherman, Joshua Rutherford, Jamie Walker, Randy McAvoy, Casey Campbell as the top 15. Philip Van Vliet trying to hold on to it, damaged rear end and all.
Oh yeah.
Jordan McAvoy in the 66, running in 17th spot. The 18th spot belongs to David Seats. Seats, you can see, has met the outside wall as the 14 is scratched up a little bit. But boy, did he have a run going. My Lord. Josh Klinger sits in the 19th spot. TBB, very quiet here tonight so far, running in the 20th spot. Jeffrey Fisher running in 21st. Ty Morosco 22nd in the 1 car. That's going to be Ian Habiak in the 16. A little bit of damage on the front side of that car. Rick Thompson being scored in 23rd. Then John Perkins, Amanda Sherman. Not sure if she's going to get a lap back or not. I'm not sure anymore. Fred Thompson being scored in 27th. Aaron Bockover, I think, might be done for the night. And Kyle Wellman definitely done for the night.
I'll just say it again for Corey and Amanda there, hashtag bad luck Bockover. I'm saying.
You know what? I'm sitting there watching Paulson. He's got a hell of a decision to make right now, inside or out, and he chose the outside here as the pace car lights are off. About ready to go green again, guys.
And the thing is, he said it with confidence too. As the pace car pulls off, he's like, I'm definitely taking the outside on this.
And here we go. The 6 car launches the 54, has a little bit of tire spin. So Gruenberg a little slow off the line. Here comes Brian Dees on the inside. Dees looking to try and make it a top 3. Outside of him, it's the 4 of Tanamar. Last season's champion, Don Kilrow, goes to the inside and then has to back off. James Miller may have gotten into the back of him just a little bit. Josh Klinger having an issue. Yellow flag waves once again here at Richmond. Oh boy, the action is happening quickly now. Let's go back and take a peek and see what happened to the 20 machine. We're running 3 wide here at Richmond. The 98 in the middle gets into the 20, gets into him again. And look at the evasion techniques behind him. Very nicely played. The only guy that may have touched him a little bit was Ian, but he really didn't have a choice. As we go back live here under a caution flag once again.
Yeah, no place for that 16 to go, definitely. He was on the brakes. Ian just couldn't get her slowed down fast enough before he tagged the back of that car a little bit.
The action getting hot and heavy here. And you see the new damage on the backside of the 17 car. Just to the right-hand side.
You know, one cool thing, Chris, because I did miss a little bit. Well, I missed all the practice and a little bit of qualifying there, and I haven't had a chance to really get close into that beautiful paint job that Brian Dees is running there for the memory of his brother. And I just got to say, I mean, I love the little touches that Michael Falk has put on there, like the little quote that's on the C pillar. I know you're watching from or watching over from above, so hold on to the ones you love. It's amazing.
Watching Amanda get that lap back, she's now the last car in the lead lap, showing herself in 25th.
Well, she's actually going to be 24th. It looks like Josh Klinger took the EOL there.
Yeah, it's just changed on my screen, Chris.
And Jeffrey Fisher having a little bit of problem here during caution. What's going on there?
Fisher's the one that actually got the EOL guys for bringing out that caution. Yep.
Okay.
So we might have just, it probably just triggered our scoring just because he pulled off so that way everyone can go around.
Gotcha. Safety lights on. At least one more lap to go before we shut them off. And this thing has been a true barn burner. What a way to kick off championship run. Some of the racing we have seen here tonight has been outstanding. Dave Seats battling hard on the outside against the 54. Winningest driver this season with 10, Matt Gruenberg. Gruenberg could not find a good, solid way around Dave Seats.
Seats is putting on one heck of a show.
He had found something coming out of turn 4, and he was launching out of there.
Of course, right now, Dave Seats back there in 16th position, came down pit road on lap 90.
So we have about 17 laps to go before the end of stage number 2. Derek Paulson, the last time we had a restart, was absolutely on fire. The 54 spun his tires, so watch out for that. And Matt Gruenberg, we've already seen, he took tires after that first stage, so a little bit different than his normal strategy here for the Blazing Pedals. As the lights are off on the safety car, we're getting ready to go back under the green flag. Safety car will pull off right now, and that gives control back over to Derek Paulson on the outside. Our race leader hits the loud pedal. Here we go, back under the green flag. The 54 still did not get a great restart there, but did not spin the tires. Derek Paulson drops it down to the yellow line. Paulson, your race leader, the 54 of Matt Gruenberg in second spot. Tanner Marr trying for third. He holds on to it. Here comes the 41. We're 3 wide here at Richmond one more time. And the 84 is to the outside. That's Hackathorn. Hold on to it, Mike. Oh, man. Caution once again. Oh, cautions breeding cautions. And this time looks like it's going to be Mike Hamlin. Let's go back, take a peek. Hamlin in the 28, he's to the outside. Jeffrey Fisher in the 98. Hamlin going by the 46 of Fred Thompson. Fisher driving it down to the inside. Fisher maybe a little too aggressive there on that restart. Gets to the inside of the 28 and not enough room for two cars there. And that brings out yet another caution.
Yeah, definitely still a little too early for that driving right there that was going on.
You know, you think you have a run and you see the guy up just a little bit out of line. So you send it in and it's too late. You can't hit the brakes fast enough. You just can't. So while it's easy for us up here to look down there and armchair quarterback the whole thing.
Oh, I agree with you. It's nice sitting there just watching this stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a lot less stressful, isn't it, Terry?
Actually, it is. I can sit there and eat my taffy and not have to worry about a damn thing.
Hey Terry, if you jump in and do 79 laps, you'll be Aaron.
I can't get my car in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
If you drive over to Aaron's house, you can take over his car and you might be able to get him up to 27th position.
Well, to be fair, he is back out on track.
Aaron's about 40 minutes from me, so we'd have a lot of this race done by the time I got there.
Oh, poor Aaron.
I tell you what, though, with these cautions, the way they're coming up, Derek Paulson, you know he's sweating. But since he's still being the leader, he's getting to call the shots on that restart. I think that's saving him a lot.
I don't want to kind of give it away, but we talked about it a little bit, how Paulson likes that outside lane. Well, I mean, if you haven't figured out why yet, it's because you get one heck of a run here at Richmond, because right about here is where he goes. So he's just coming out of 4, and he's able to shoot straight while everybody else is still turning a little bit.
Yeah, a few drivers opting to come down pit road for fuel. Which is a interesting and decent strategy at this point. If you know you're not going to make it to the front, now is the time.
If one of you guys don't mind telling me who won the first stage.
Jamie Walker.
Jamie Walker.
Okay. And Derek Paulson, man, he takes some points away from Gruenberg and the rest of these guys getting the second stage. That's going to help him out a lot come Bristol. And where we go? Texas after Bristol?
Las Vegas.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
What it does is it tightens up the championship event. Jamie Walker comes in 19 points behind Matt Gruenberg. And he has got a stage victory for some extra points. So that just tightens everything up. It tells Matt what he's got to do.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to make Matt work for it. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Safety car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag as we chug-a-lug through this racetrack.
I'm going to stay on the back. That seems where the action is at the moment.
Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go back under the green flag. Again, Derek Paulson with a great restart. Now he's got to slide back down. He can't wait too long. Matt Gruenberg going to get there if he does. Oh, just at the last moment, down to the yellow line goes the 6.
And here comes the 84 of Hackathorn getting a good restart there. Also, Chris moves himself up to 3rd as he goes around the 4 of Tanner Marr.
Tanner Marr trying to hold on to the car. Got a little bit loose. The 41 into the wall. Dalton Kilroad kisses the wall. And now he's got James Miller on the inside, the 09, trying to get up towards the front. Matt Gruenberg trying to find a way around Derek Paulson. Meanwhile, on the outside, Dalton Kilroad trying to not lose a spot. Oh, boy.
I did look at the 41's car a little bit ago. I think he hit the wall a couple times before that right there, Chris, that you just called out.
Well, I think he's probably touched it a couple of times. Well, let's remember too that he's gained 19 spots as of right now, sitting in the 6th spot, and that's after losing some. So Kilroe has been on fire, working his way through the crowd. And let's face it, last season's champion. He knows how to win championships, and it's to be consistent. I'll tell the secret. Now it's just a matter of somebody doing it. Dalton Kilroe fighting on the inside against James Miller. Miller pinned down to the outside. We saw this work for Dave Seats. Will it work for Miller? At the line, it was Dalton Kilroe in that top 5. We're working lap 111. And Derek Paulson is our race leader. About 6 laps ago before the end of stage number 2, and Paulson has taken off. The 54 doesn't have the same speed as Derek Paulson right now. Matt Hackathorn sits in the 3rd spot. Yellow, yellow, and yellow, top 3. No, I don't mean the caution flag. And make it top 4 is Tanner Marr, also holding on to that yellow spoiler. Dalton Kilroe, James Miller. So right now, Brian Dees does not have the yellow spoiler, but he is in the competition. So it looks like right now, top 8 drivers all vying for this championship. The cream has risen to the top.
Yeah, that yellow spoiler got added in late this week, so some of the guys don't have them on there.
Well, I wouldn't have changed Brian Dees' car for anything.
No, I'm with you on that. I love it.
Derek Paulson leads them down into turns 3 and 4. Matt Gruenberg does not seem to have the speed right now to try and catch him.
Sherman and Miller putting on a hell of a show right now. Sherman on the bottom side of Miller trying to get around him.
Mike says he just probably got him mixed up. Lucky Falk out there enjoying his handiwork, and so are we, as right now James Miller trying to take one away from, James Miller trying to hold on to one. Corey Sherman trying to take it away. Sherman does put it out in front by about a hood. Lap 116 being worked right now.
And pits are closed.
Corey Sherman wants that top 5 here after this lap, but Derek Paulson looking to try and win stage number 2. One more set of corners for the number 6 to win stage number 2 here tonight. And just like that, we've got a stage 2 winner. It's going to be the 6 of Derek Paulson, paint by Marielle.
Don't think you caught it, Chris, but Corey and James Miller coming to the line. Miller tagged the wall just a little bit, just enough to let Sherman by him.
So Corey Sherman takes one away at the line. I put him to 7th spot. Congratulations goes out to the 6 team. The driver of the MFRD, number 6, Derek Paulson, for getting it done here in stage number 2. And suddenly, the safety car is really putting on some miles.
Looks like pit road's getting busy, guys.
Everybody on the lead lap's going to bring it in. And now is the time. Rick Thompson actually staying out. Pit strategies begin to happen right now. And we're going to step away. When we come back, we'll recap everything for you and get ready to bring this one all the way to lap 240.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here at Richmond, getting ready to bring this one down to a close. Less than 120 laps to go before we find out who is going to win. Rick Thompson going to be our race leader. Ty Morosco to his outside. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin and Brian Dees, your top four. Safety car brings it down onto pit road. And the 76 hits the loud pedal. Here we go again under green. So oh, go ahead, Terry.
I was going to say, you have the scoring and timing in front of you. I do not. Do you know if the front four took tires? I know Paulson and Gruenberg, I believe, did.
Top four are on old tires. Make it top five. First person on new tires, Derek Paulson, Matt Gruenberg as well on those new tires, and Paulson's trying to make them work. Paulson on the outside, Dave Seats on the inside. We've seen Seats battle hard here tonight. Jamie Walker right behind him. But up front, it's Tom Morosco and Rick Thompson. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Benjamin on the outside, Rick Thompson. Another one of those yellow spoilers out there tonight.
I also know the 3 is Sherman. He also took tires. I don't know where he's at on the track.
Right now being scored in the 13th spot. He's behind Ian Habiak and Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe just ahead of Habiak. And right now we're picking up a little bit of a battle here for the 3rd spot. That's already done. Looks like Derek Paulson has taken away that spot. Matt Gruenberg has taken away the next. Rick Thompson starting to fall backwards without having those fresh tires on. Jamie Walker now going to go ahead and put him down a lap. And here comes Jeffrey Fisher. Fisher on the back door of the 76. Fisher looking to try and climb up one more spot. Having a little bit of a rough night with this section of the race. See what it takes to turn it around. Back up front though. The 6 steadily moving towards the front. Doing it on the outside. The 54 following through. Matt Gruenberg trying to get towards the front of the field. He has not led a lap here tonight. Very unlike Gruenberg, took tires on the first pit stop after the very first stage.
Makes you kind of wonder if he may have forgot to do something at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But you never know. You just never know. Derek Paulson gets out ahead of Ty Morosco. Morosco held on as long as he could. Those older tires giving up time. Now here comes Gruenberg on the outside. Gruenberg going to take it away at the line. Jamie Walker has made his way up the 4th spot. TBB has fallen back to 5th. The man on the move right now, Jeffrey Fisher, in the number 98. He's on the inside of the 66. Jordan McAvoy now goes down to the inside of TBB. TBB under attack. Here comes last season's champion, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe looking for the inside of the 10. Fisher moves up behind the 1 of Ty Morosco. Then both cars go down. Oh, contact between the 98 and the 1, but no problem there. Oh, on the 41 side, he's not happy. He's going to move to the outside lane. Going to find a way around the 1 a different way from Fisher. Now he decides to go back down low. Dalton Kilroe on the inside, going to try and get by the 1 of Ty Morosco. He does. Here comes Jordan McAvoy now looking for the inside. Ty Morosco steadily heading backwards. Up front, it's Derek Paulson, the 54, right behind him. 1.4 seconds back to Jamie Walker from Matt Gruenberg. Walker has got a mirror full of Jeffrey Fisher. Fisher has a mirror full of the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Top 5 right now. A lot of interesting stories can be told.
Maybe I'm just a little biased. I'm sitting there watching the 3 of Corey Sherman working with the new tires, man, working his way up through there. It's now shown in 10th spot.
Yeah, Corey around Dave's seats, working his way up towards the front. Another driver that really just needs to find some consistency. One of the drivers in the top 12 without a race win this season. He was very consistent at the front of the series, and the second half has not been as kind. Still manages to get into the championship hunt. Not that first thing I said.
I don't know what you're saying.
I blame the driver who's not out on track for taking out his teammates too many times this season.
Yeah.
We're not going to mention any names. I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but
I honestly, guys, I did practice this race. I was going to race, but it was like 10 after 6. I got that phone call. I had to go get her.
no, that's how it works. Family first.
First night on my vacation, I get a call from my daughter saying that she was in an accident. I got pictures of the car. It's destroyed. Biggest thing there, she is okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's the biggest thing.
But if that ever happens to you folks, let me give you a piece of advice, please. Don't send the picture to one of your best friends and then don't answer any question for like 25 to 30 minutes.
Hell yeah.
I figured she was okay and you didn't need any help with anything because you didn't say it. But
No.
still.
Up.
Still leading around there. Matt Gruenberg keeps looking at that inside. Derek just ain't giving him the room now.
At all.
Well, that's it. But, you know, it's funny that Gruenberg is pinning himself to that yellow line after the battle that he had with Dave Seats. Seats was on the outside. He was able to battle off Matt Gruenberg. So Matt knows that the outside line is totally viable here tonight, but he has not stepped out to use it. Derek Paulson is taking full advantage of that fact. He's working his way behind the MFRD number 20 of Josh Klinger, now working the inside, going to go on by. Klinger goes down a lap. Jamie Walker has been doing things a little bit differently here tonight, and right now finds himself in the 5th spot. He is behind Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe has really been moving here tonight. He's up 21 spots, but he's not the only one. The guy ahead of him, the 98, Jeffrey Fisher, up 23 to find himself in 3rd. Matt Gruenberg up 22 to find himself in 2nd spot. So some big movers here inside of the top 5. Derek Paulson, after starting outside of the pole, leading this one here on lap 144. Guys, we have less than 100 laps to go here at Richmond.
Yeah, the laps have been ticking off very, very quick.
The Michael D's Memorial Race here at Richmond. Want to thank Michael Falk, who's put in a lot of work this week to help out with some paints, and want to thank Corey Sherman, who gave us the graphic on the bottom right hand side of your screen. This family, Blazing Pedals, really came together this week for Brian Dees, and that's something I love to see. Dalton Kilroe, Jamie Walker working the outside of Jeffrey Fisher. Kilroe able to get around now. Jamie Walker does as well. So these two gentlemen are going to start marching towards the leaders. They're about 3.15 seconds behind the race leaders, so they have to do a little catching up.
So I'm looking at Jamie's in-car actually on the Discord, and I'm watching him in-car. I believe he's shifting.
Well, let's take a look. I mean, it's pretty dark in there. It's like he doesn't want people to know what he's doing.
Exactly, but if you watch his RPMs, the way they drop and get back up there.
No, sir. No shift there.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely no shifting there.
All right, just unless I'm weird on my end then.
On board with Jamie Walker. You see him to the bottom right-hand side of your screen. He's working against Dalton Kilroe just ahead of him in the 41. Kilroe has had a little bit of a challenge getting up as high as he has. There's a little bit of damage on the right-hand side of that car. Now Jamie Walker taking a peek to the inside. So Walker not able to get there as he falls back a little bit. And back up to the race leader, Derek Paulson. Again, with a mirror full of Matt Gruenberg. Gruenberg able to get to the rear bumper, but Derek Paulson doing a great job getting down to that yellow line and really stopping the progress of Gruenberg. Michael, Brian is a great guy, even for a soul stealer, but I am so happy that you were able to do that for him. And you know what? That puts you in the great guy category as well, my friend.
Most certainly.
Rick Thompson bringing it down pit lane.
Well, Rick was one of those guys who did not stop for tires last time.
Maybe I'll stay on and see what he does.
My bet, 4 and a full tank of fuel.
Yep,
As
right sides are in the air.
the 44 goes down another lap here. And Derek Paulson doing everything he can to try and win this first race of the championship run. Rick Thompson coming back out onto the speedway.
You know, what a hell of a story that would be. Paulson win this. He can kind of take it easy at Bristol, Vegas.
Well, that's one of the things. I mean, winning tonight will take a huge load off from somebody's shoulders because Bristol is a crapshoot. Vegas, not so much, but Bristol for sure.
Thompson's trying to work on the back of that 54 a little bit with them fresh tires.
Yeah, Rick Thompson can't afford to get woed up at all. He's got to go with those fresh tires. Right now being scored 2 laps down. Has got to try and get him back. I think Matt Gruenberg realized that, so he just kind of let him go. And now the 6 goes way up on the track, and that is a dangerous move with Gruenberg there. Give the guy the outside, but don't give away the inside. And guys, Brian D is set to go down a lap here. He's right ahead of our race leader. Obviously, that damage on the right rear doing a little bit more than I thought it would. D's has just not been the same. And now Derek Paulson puts him down a lap. Oh, and just like that, caution comes back out. Brian Dees is saved. He is going to have his lap back. And it looks like it might be Mike Hamlin one more time here. Let's go back and take a peek. At the number 28. He's got the 66 right behind him. The 66 gets back on the throttle and pushes up and gets into the 28. That one should be, I believe, on Jordan McAvoy, and that's going to hurt, guys. He was scored in 5th place.
And Hamlin can't afford any more incidents on him.
I think this would be... Oh, Rick, you're going to have to tell me. I don't know if this is 1 or 2. Oh, man. Derek Paulson bringing it down pit road, but Matt Gruenberg's going to stay out. Gruenberg looking for the race lead. Brian Dees gets his lap back. Wow.
Remember, Chris, Paulson took ours that last stop.
80 laps to go.
Fuel only. It looks like Walker's car's up in the air getting his fresh tires.
So Gruenberg gonna lead one under caution. Gonna get those bonus points.
So just heard from race control, Jordan McAvoy in the 66 going to get the penalty for that, bringing out that caution.
All right.
UL.
That's about what we saw. Let's go back and take a look at that one more time. You see the 66 has a run on the 28, goes down to the inside, gets on the accelerator, and then pushes up. Oh, net code all over the place there. Terrible net code.
Looks like we're going to have the battle of the mats on this start.
Now, to be fair on that net code thing, the 66 was coming up. He was going to get into the 28, but it happened. Yeah, it happened a little soon there.
How in the hell was Josh Klinger texting in Discord and driving at the same time?
He's that good.
I guess.
The same way professional drivers and professional mechanics watch movies while they're driving down the road?
We have no clue what you're talking about.
First of all, who you calling a professional?
That's right.
Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back into the green flag here. Less than 80 laps to go. Matt Gruenberg is in the lead for the first time here tonight, and he's going to try and do it on old tires. Last time he was on pit road, lap 119. And that's okay, because you have to go all the way back to 9th spot, Jamie Walker, before you find anybody that took tires. And here we go. Green flag waves. The 54 hits the loud pedal. He's gone. Matt Hackathorn in the 84 going to try and keep pace with Gruenberg. Here comes Corey Rutherford. Oh, the 55 way out to the top side. Joshua Rutherford having trouble making that corner, and that's going to spread the field out. Corey Sherman right behind the 55. Look out, Corey.
Josh Rutherford just lost, what, 4 or 5 spots over that?
Yep.
Jeffrey Fisher in the middle of the circle.
Oh,
3 wide. Oh, my Lord. Are these guys driving caution one more time? Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be the number 20. He was already a lap or 2 down. Let's go back and take a peek, see what happened with Josh Klinger in the 20. Ooh. Oh, man. And Bockover somehow managed to escape it, but the 61 of Randy McAvoy did not. He hit head on into the 20. Against that fence. Let's go back one more time.
You know, Chris, I don't like saying the net code thing a lot, but man,
When that's what it is, that's what it is. I'm going to watch it one more time. The 20 has a pretty good run against the 22. And you see it right there. There's... That's frustrating for a driver because he literally did nothing wrong. Now, was he going to? That's the story we can't answer. Netcode, if you're not familiar, is the predictability software that iRacing has built into it.
is what I'm watching. His car, that 20 car, just turns, and there's no reason for it at that point.
No. This is why we don't have to do race control.
Yeah, that's why I don't get in there with him.
How do you call it? Terry, we don't often speak about it, but you're an admin here at Blazing Pedals. How are you calling that one?
So I do know Mark does not like calling racing incident and not put the blame somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't think it's being called on the 20. Let's see. Yep, that's what I called it.
Yep. That's a tough one, but yeah, the 22 of Brad Collins going to be getting the EOL there.
Alrighty. So Collins going to take a trip to the backside of the field as we are under caution one more time.
So if you guys remember a couple seasons back where we used to do the blame game after the races, all the admin get together and say what they thought. We got away from that. That's why we have Mark in there, and of course we had Sam in there at one time also. We want to put blame. We don't want to make it a net code situation, so somebody's going to get blamed for it, unfortunately, sometimes. Actually, somebody's going to get blamed for it all the time.
Philip Wong out there in chat, Terry. I don't think you can see it if you're in your VR, but he says, I'm surprised Terry can even read the numbers. Glad to see he's home and safe.
Oh, boy. I got it on widescreen, Philip.
Pace car drops down. Here we go, getting ready to go back under green flag racing. Matt Gruenberg chooses the inside, and away we go. A little bit of tire spin out of the 54 once again. We saw that earlier on, and that is going to give Matt Hackathorn a chance on the outside, but he's sticking it way outside, not going to be able to get there. So Gruenberg picks up the race lead once again. And here comes Derek Paulson. Jamie Walker now to the inside. Walker with a head of steam. Look at him go.
I was going to say, the 84, Hackathorn got a better jump on that one than what he did the last restart.
Jamie Walker up the second spot. Winner of stage number 1, trying to take back the race lead. Has he figured out the way the 54 has taken away so many races as we go under caution again? Oh, guys. Unfortunately, it looks like it may be. Well, let's go back and take a look. These guys out back racing hard. And the 55 gets into the 14, the 16 gets into the 17, the 66 gets into the 17, the 76 gets into the 16. Oh my Lord.
That's just a melee right there.
It was something else. And at this point, it's just a running joke, seriously, but the 44 also showing up in red for me here. So let's see what happened to poor Aaron Bockover. He's trying to avoid. Oh, just comes to a stop. Whew. No more damage to the 44.
I'm still gonna do it though. Hashtag bad luck back over. It is copyrighted, folks.
Matt Gruenberg bringing it down pit road, giving up the race lead. Jamie Walker assumes that lead for the first time since stage number 1. Is this going to be the night for the 88 to seal his way into the next round, the round of 12?
And you know, another funny thing, I mean, we talked about commentator curses before, Chris, and you know, Terry mentioned that Josh Klinger was texting and driving.
Yep.
So I looked and I said, you know, no texting and driving or a rule change will go into effect. No phones or tablet in cars. He says that I'm sitting in the pits getting repairs. And so then he goes, am I good now? And I said, good to go. And he was just involved in that last caution.
Oh boy.
So we said broadcaster's jinx.
Oh, it's real. It's dang real. All right, caution flies again here at Richmond Raceway. Jamie Walker, your race leader. Tom Orozco, Derek Paulson, Dalton Kilroe, Corey Rutherford, your top 5. I'll tell you what, man, Corey Rutherford, as of late, has really stepped it up.
Yes, he has.
That 5 car, if you want to look for him, he is not a back marker. He has been up top for the last few races in a row.
Unfortunately, guys, looks like that caution is going to be put on the driver of the number 16 TRJ Karting Ford Mustang. He's going to be going to the EOL.
Well, Rick, Chris brought up the Rutherfords, Josh. Corey's not doing all that bad right now either. He's sitting in 5th place. Joshua now sitting in 11th. We've watched these. I mean, I've raced with them now for the last few seasons. I've watched these guys grow, and it's a lot better now on track with these guys than what it was when they first got into it with us. But I enjoy watching these guys now.
Well, I mean, that's one of the biggest things too about broadcasting. I mean, we've been with you folks now for 5-6 seasons, so we've seen a lot of changes, and it doesn't sound like 6 seasons is a lot, but that's basically or 5, but that's basically 5 years that we've watched you guys grow, and the drivers, like you said, come into their own. And yeah, the Rutherfords doing a fabulous job out there, as are a lot of the other drivers that we've been following here since we started broadcasting Blazing Pedals.
Yeah, certain pace car lights look like they are off. I think we're about ready to go green again here with Jamie Walker in the lead. See if he punches that loud pedal. See what Ty Morosco does with him. Jamie gets a hell of a start. Ty was not ready.
Ty's being careful because he doesn't want to get the old DQ again this week.
I think he wants to switch cars. But look who's back here in 3rd place again there, Rick. Derek Paulson in that number 6. He's back up there in that top 5. He's got Dalton Kilroy in 41, pushing him just a little bit. The 3 of Corey Sherman is, he's just hanging back there a little bit right now, being that's shown in 5th place.
Yeah, the Shermanator back in 5th place, but doing a good job. I mean, he's kind of had an up and down night here, but he's trying to keep that thing clean and just doing what he has to do. Right now, he's got his sights on the back bumper of Dalton Kilroy's number 41. Jamie Walker starting to pull away, though, from these drivers. Ty Morosco trying to find a way to catch up to the back bumper of Walker's number 88 Mountain Dew crew. Wilson still sitting there in 3rd. It looks like James Miller starting to size up the Shermanator. 09 running a little closer to that yellow line there into the entrance of turn 3, coming out of 4, pretty much in the tire tracks of the 3. And here comes Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Doc Butcher, on the inside of James Miller 09. And we'll see if he's able to take that. He does. So the Butcher moves up into 6th position.
Again, I don't have a time and scoring to see what everybody done on this last pit. Did any of these guys come down, take tires? So I don't know. As Taylor's running through there pretty good, trying to get underneath Corey Sherman right now. Going to that bottom line, Corey just lets him go.
Well, according to my scoring there, Terry, to answer that question, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin was last down on pit road on lap 160, and it looks like he may have taken tires, yes.
Yeah, he's working on the back end of the 41 of Dalton Kilroy.
So does the Butcher have it right here tonight? Oh, so many questions. And really, guys, so little time, just 55 laps to go.
And that's going to tick off really quick.
Up front, Jamie Walker by 1 second over Ty Morosco. Derek Paulson sits in the 3rd spot. And Doc Butcher in 4th. Dalton Kilroy rounds out the top 5. We saw TBB go around Corey Sherman. Does Sherman have what it's going to take to get around the 41? Also, right behind him, guys, the 54 on those fresh tires. Matt Gruenberg trying to get up towards the front, and he's trying to do it in a hurry. Corey Sherman lets it float out to the top side. The 54 works down below. So Matt Gruenberg, another spot, and now the 41 under attack.
Yeah, guys, I was noticing something. We got 20 out of 29 still on the top, still on the lead lap. I know the cautions has caused a lot of that, but that's pretty good looking numbers right there for somewhat of a short track.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, it doesn't get much shorter than next week, Bristol. And that is going to be fun. I love Bristol.
I'm looking more forward to that race than I was this one.
Are you going to be running the 86 again, Terry?
Yes, sir. I have changed my car number back to the 86.
Okay.
But it may look a little different.
Uh-huh.
And yes, I'm going back to the Chevy. That Ford, I just could not handle it. Too much power.
Too much power. Huh? It happens.
Rick, I had to say it, man, just to make you feel good.
Well, right now Chevy's doing just fine. It's leading the race under Jamie Walker's control. Ford, Ty Morosco.
Little over a second and a half right now over Ty Morosco.
Yep. Then it's Chevy again. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Matt Gruenberg and his Toyota, the lone Toyota in the top 5. Derek Paulson actually getting passed right now by Jeffrey Fisher. Fisher up into the top 5. So a little bit of a shaky start out of the 98 tonight, but he has really climbed into this one. Top 5 right now for Jeffrey Fisher. Derek Paulson, Dalton Kilroy, Corey Sherman, James Miller, Tanner Marr round out the top 10. And the action right now is right around James Miller. You got Tanner Marr and Jordan McAvoy right behind him. Tanner Marr woes up just a little bit in the corner, and that's going to allow the 66 to try and make a move to the underside. He does. The 66 working under Tanner Marr right now. And Jordan McAvoy, who's been very impressive tonight, back up into the top 10. Tanner Marr in the 4 car. Running a new paint scheme here tonight, guys. It looks beautiful. Of course, that homage to Michael D is on the hood.
So you're looking at the points and look at where Ty Morosco is running in second place. Ty Morosco has no dog in this fight as of now in the championship at all. He's going to take some points away from somebody tonight, guys, if he finishes where he's at.
Well, you know, a spoiler in the mix is never a bad thing. Philip Van Vliet in the 89. Right behind him, Van Vliet, another one of those drivers who's just had a great second half of this season, the 89. Really starting to make a name for himself.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
So are you saying that came after the Daytona race? Is that where you're saying this season started?
Well, it definitely started around there, maybe a little before.
Okay.
He's been doing a great job. The 89, very quiet out on track typically.
He is, and you guys have seen him in our shop talk with us. And again, he did run with us in Daytona. Awesome guy to run with.
Didn't you take him out?
Don't even, pal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't even.
Sorry, Terry.
Wow.
It's just really easy sometimes, you know?
It is. I agree.
Poor Terry.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all treat me like I don't remember anything, when in fact I remember just about everything.
I'm a little older, so it takes me a minute to remember it. Jamie Walker now just a little over 3-second lead over his number 2, Ty Morosco. TBB, he's going to be start working on that number 1, I believe.
Yeah, TBB has been a little on the patient side here tonight. We've seen him way down in the field for a good part of stage 1 and stage 2 as he gets a little bit of loose and holds on to it. But I think he had a plan coming into tonight. Part of that plan, guys, was to not have an in-car camera.
Damn. You know, he needs a haircut, so that's all right.
Well, he was a college boy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Matt Gruenberg in 4th spot, 2.6 seconds away from 3rd place runner Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Derek Paulson, after leading a bunch of this race, finds himself in the 6th spot. Dalton Kilroy, Corey Sherman, both in the hunt.
What's going to come down to, though, is saving the fuel. If we stay green all the way through.
Yeah. And
Where's the 41?
If that happens, let's climb on board the 41.
He's not saving. I'm watching him right now.
What about the 54, do you think?
Well, let's try him. Oh my. Oh. Well. How about our race leader, the 88? As the 55 goes on by, Walker does not appear to be saving anything.
Well, Chris, I think these guys are probably hoping for maybe another caution coming up or something there. They get that fuel and just keep it to the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you can hope for a fuel run, or you can try and race it out. Those are really your two options. And I think any true racer is going to try and race it out.
I am not 100% on what the fuel run on these things were.
But you had all kinds of practice, you said.
I didn't have enough for a fuel run.
Aha.
I got taffy to eat, man. I got time for that crap.
His teammates like, hey, good that you showed up for practice. You gonna go out and track it all? He's gonna be like, oh.
Good for Mark. Thanks. Mark says if they're saving, they could probably run 60 laps.
All right. Well,
Yeah, but what driver did that come from? I can tell you who Mark told me.
Well, Mark Arthur was the only one that told me, so I have no clue. 54 is saving. 60 laps is saving. So Mark has no clue what he's talking about.
So
The
last,
54 is saving. So yeah, 60. Dalton came up and said saving fuel you can do about 60 laps. But who is as good as Captain Save Fuel at saving fuel?
well, let's do a little bit of math here, guys. Last time Matt Gruenberg was on pit road was lap 175. That would be 65 laps to the end.
Okay, Mark, you didn't have to call me names, but he said the 54 is safe fuel.
Well, we know that. I mean, this is what we do. We find that we're like researchers. We find the guys that are saving. We know. Still
But did
surprising.
he save enough to go 30 more laps?
Yeah, that's the trick. So right now, I don't believe the 41 is, because he knows there's not enough savings in it from the last time he was on pit road.
Which is at laps 160.
Yeah. So, la-di-da, I think everybody's going to have to come down. The only guy that probably wouldn't have to is Joshua Rutherford, who's being scored 2 laps down. Last on pit road, lap 189. Excuse me, Randy McAvoy, last on pit road, lap 203. So he's another potential. But both of those drivers are laps down.
Yeah, I don't think McAvoy's going to be able to get 8 back that quick. Or who else did you say, Rutherford?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 lap. Let's see.
So Jamie Walker with a 4.28 second lead.
Biggest lead so far tonight.
It is. And that might be the best thing going for him. If he can come down pit road with that kind of gap, he should be able to get fuel and get back out on track with time to spare to try and win this one. 26 laps to go. Matt
Yeah.
Gruenberg in 4th spot. This is not a place that we are accustomed to seeing him, but he is saving fuel. The other thing about him saving fuel, guys, he's not saving a ton the way he's doing it. He's,
No.
Well, actually, okay, well, I changed my mind a little bit because he shuts it down about halfway down the stretch. Let's see if he does that on the back stretch as well. Yes, he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Chris. He's slowing down a lot sooner than what he was earlier.
Jeffrey Fisher, his teammate, right behind him. Let's see what he's doing. No, Fisher is going for it. Look, if Fisher wanted right now, I bet you he could pass Gruenberg. Of course, teammates, you don't want to. Wow, look at this. Late charge from the 44 as he gets by the 16. Aaron Bockover in 26th spot, multiple laps down. But you know what? To his credit, he's still out on track.
And to his credit, he's actually gained 2 positions.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Aaron. I mean, unless the car is completely demolished, more than likely he's going to stay out there.
One more lap, he'll pass Dave Seats. There he goes. He just passed Dave Seats.
Yeah, unbelievable. Dave Seats at one time battling his heart out against the 54. And guys, if you missed that battle, go back. What was that? Stage number 2, I believe.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. That was like a 20-lap battle. And Dave Seats was just pouring it on. It was awesome to see against Matt Gruenberg. And he was doing it on the outside. Derek Paulson running in the 6th spot, actually losing a little bit of ground to the drivers in front of him, trying to pick back up. And slowly, methodically, the 6 is. He does lose a little bit of time in the corners. That makes me question. Well, there goes that. Not saving fuel.
You know who else isn't saving fuel? The guys that are going up pit road.
Jamie Walker bringing it down. Tom Orozco as well. That gives the lead over to Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. That's the first time he's led tonight. Matt Gruenberg, Jeffrey Fisher, Derek Paulson staying out. Corey Sherman stays out. Jordan McAvoy, James Miller, Dalton Kilroe, Philip Van Vliet, and Matt Hackathorn. That's your new top 10.
I was on board at the 41 for a little bit, and I don't believe he's saving it all, guys.
I think he knows that he can't make it.
Yeah, but wouldn't the less gas you have to put in the car get you out of the pit a little faster?
You know, I don't know that a second is going to do things for you, you know?
I'm just asking a question.
I know, but I just don't know if it would or not. Jamie Walker, guys.
Yeah.
Not
Big,
only
big,
did he
big.
get fuel, but he had a set of tires.
Yeah, he's got 4 brand new. I was gonna call it out, but I was like, well, I want to wait.
Uh-oh.
And he's not the only one either. Look at Ty Morosco, who came down pit road with him.
So a great job out of those 2 drivers to save a set. Now, if it filters through, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder if anybody else saved tires.
Tanner Marr bringing it down pit road. Philip Van Vliet getting a lap back against TBB. Oh no! Philip Van Vliet into the wall. He gets it going. We're going to stay under green. Somehow, some way, Philip Van Vliet able to keep it going, and TBB brings it down pit road. He's going to give up the race lead. Here comes the 54. Has he figured out he can't make it yet? No, he stays out. Jeffrey Fisher right behind him. Both of those drivers last time in, lap 175. Derek Paulson in 3rd, last time in, lap 160. And this one is far from done with 14 laps to go.
TBB had to move his car twice in the pits. He wasn't in far enough.
That is a race killer. Going to go down at least 2 laps, maybe 3. If he decides, or if he had tires, but no, he did not. He is back out on track. So TBB.
Yeah, he pulled in an angle and it wasn't close enough to the wall, I would guess, and he had to move it twice to get it up there.
No, that's unfortunate.
Guys, Jamie Walker back on the lead lap, being scored in 7th spot already. And I'm going to go ahead and guess without looking, because I know he's the fastest car out there right now.
Yeah, now he's in 6th position.
Derek Paulson, Jordan McAvoy bringing it down pit road. Obvious they're not going to be able to make it on fuel. Did Jamie Walker dial up the winning scenario here with fuel and tires and his all-around race? We're going to find out as he has made his way back into the top 5. Matt Gruenberg, Jeffrey Fisher, Matt Hackathorn, your top 3, crossing the line, 10 laps to go.
Tom Roscoe working on getting his lap back with them fresh tires.
Morosco goes around the 54, and guys, look at the difference between old tires and new tires. Ty Morosco didn't just pass him, he said goodbye. He's not even on screen anymore. 9 laps to go. Jamie Walker up to 4th spot. And Jamie really needs a win here, guys. He needs that boost in confidence. Yes, he's been winning as of late, but so has Matt Hackathorn, or excuse me, Matt Gruenberg. In fact, Gruenberg winning, what was it, just last week?
Yeah. And the thing about Jamie Walker had a lot of unfortunate issues, mechanical issues at the beginning of the season. So he's worked very hard to get to where he is, and a win here tonight would be, I mean, we already talked about it. I mean, if you win here, you know, you can kind of check off Bristol. Anything can kind of happen. I mean, obviously the drivers are going to try to race. I mean, every point counts. We've already talked about that, but that's going to be huge for the 88 team.
7 laps to go for Gruenberg. 2nd place, Jeffrey Fisher has fallen a huge difference behind him. 4.5 seconds. They were racing nose to tail. Now Fisher has fallen 4.5 seconds to try and save enough fuel to try and get there at the end.
Walker up in 4th place, over 9.5 seconds away from 1st.
I'll make that 8.8 seconds. 8 seconds. And
Just
closing
flipped over.
quickly. I mean, extremely quickly. Is it going to be enough? If Gruenberg runs out on the last lap, will there be enough gap to try and win this one? If there's a caution, Gruenberg will not make it to the end. Green, white checker in effect here for Blazing Pedals. 3 attempts. The 33 goes around. So that is Perkins getting a lap back. To show you how slowly right now Matt Gruenberg is going around this track with 4 laps to go. Does he have enough of a lead? Jamie Walker now in 3rd spot. Less than a second behind Jeffrey Fisher. Walker goes around Fisher. Into the 2nd spot, James Miller right there. Miller being scored 1 lap down. Matt Gruenberg with 3 laps to go, just praying he's got enough to ignite the spark plugs. 5 seconds, the differential between himself and Jamie Walker. As Gruenberg gonna take the 2 to go sign from Bob, our flagman here tonight. And he is saving like I've never seen. We may have a new captain save fuel here tonight. Jamie Walker, 4 seconds and closing. Matt Gruenberg takes the white flag from Bob. Will Gruenberg have enough to make it around? If he does, it'll be 65 laps, 5 laps more than we were told. Gruenberg down the backstretch. Jamie Walker working the backstretch as well. Less than 3 seconds separate the two. The 54 coming out of turn number 4 is going to be the race winner tonight. 54, Matt Gruenberg takes it home.
Wow, what a finish.
2.5 seconds back. Jamie Walker, Matt Hackathorn taking the 3rd spot. And somehow Matt Gruenberg is continuing to drive around this track. In fact, the 98 looks like he's out of fuel. The 54 going to give him a push. Because why not? Wow.
Yeah, he can get in trouble for that, actually.
No burnout tonight as the 54 lines it up.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, we're going to step away for just a moment. When we return, it's going to be post-race interviews with our top 3. Don't you dare go away.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, we're back live here from Richmond Raceway. We've got our top 3 ready to go. And Rick, I believe you caught up with our 3rd place finisher.
I did. Matt Hackathorn, driver in the number 84 NOS machine. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, I do.
Man, up 11 spots from the drop of the green flag. Coming home on 3rd tonight. You had a really good run there. I'm not noticing too many issues there on the 84. Tell us about your race.
It was fairly clean. Just try to pay different strategy every single stage, and it didn't really work out how I planned it, but it came around and I got some good points going into next week in the first round of the chase.
Yeah, you definitely got to feel good about that. I mean, 3 drivers all in the chase. They're on the podium here tonight, so that's amazing. Next week we head to Bristol. How you feeling about that a little bit?
I feel 20 times better about running short tracks than anywhere else, so I hope to be talking to you guys next week and hopefully up where the other Matt's at.
Well, outstanding, brother. Hey, listen, good run here tonight. Who do you get to thank on that number 84?
Everybody at Team AV, everyone who helps me out during the week and keeps me informed of what's going on, because I don't get to practice that much, so any information helps, and we have a great team over here, as you can tell. I think all of us finished in the top 10 tonight, so hopefully keep this good trainer rolling.
Excellent. Well, hey, let's bring this momentum next week. I mean, you called it. You like short tracks. Next week, we're going to be heading to Bristol, and then we'll be finishing out the round of 16 at Las Vegas. So we'll see you then, bud.
Yeah, hopefully I got to win by Las Vegas, because I'm not that good there.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you, man. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Matt Hackathorn, driver of the number 84, bringing it home in 3rd spot tonight. And that leads us right in to Jamie Walker, the driver of the number 88. Welcome, Jamie, to the Skittles victory lane one more time. Take me through your race, bud, because, man, you were moving. I think you had the strategy to win. You just didn't have the fuel mileage.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is. Just always run up just a little bit short on laps, all right?
Well, it seems to be the case, but, man, you were hauling the mail there at the end. It was going to take Matt to run out of fuel in order to catch him, but a good, solid second place finish, a great way to kind of start your march for the championship.
Yeah, it's a good finish. Hopefully I can just keep on, getting these good runs and, be able to point my way in, because it's going to be hard to pass some people here in the playoffs.
Yeah, next race is at Bristol. Speaking of tough to pass, what are your thoughts going into that little track?
Ride around and follow the leader, and hopefully they don't wreck.
Well, that might be the exact right strategy for you, bud. Who do you have to thank on the 88 here tonight?
Of course, I got to thank you guys in the booth. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm excited to see you guys go next year, but hopefully maybe we'll get you in the cars with us. Who knows? Of course, Michael Falk Designs, and then I also got a special shout out for Brian Diaz. Put his brother on the hood there today. Just a special shout out to him.
Excellent, bud, and I can't thank you enough for coming on up here and talking with us after a second place finish. It's going to be Jamie Walker, the driver of the number 88, and Rick, you caught up with the race winner.
I did, which is totally out of character for me. I don't know how I did that, but Matt Grunberg, driver of the number 54 machine. You got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bro?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, what an outstanding race here tonight. Up 23 positions from the drop of the green flag, coming home, and the paint job's beautiful job. Coming home in the number 1 position, man. So a little bit of pressure is off of you there for next week at Bristol, but tell us about your race a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit of a different race this week, I'd say. We tried a little different strategy early on. Didn't really work out for us, but then in that final stage there we were really close on fuel to make it to the end, so I made the call to come to pit road, and a few of us on the team also came down pit road and fueled up, and it was just basically a fuel save to the end, and hopefully a caution didn't come out, because if caution came out there at the end, we would have been sitting ducks for anybody that had gotten new tires. So we got lucky, and we were able to fuel save to the end.
Well, excellent. So, I mean, Bristol, you're pretty much safe there. I mean, it's going to be a big help here coming in the number 1 position here tonight. But then we head to Las Vegas. How are you thinking about that a little bit?
Yeah, I really like the next 2 tracks coming up on the schedule, so they should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to them.
Excellent. Well, there you go, man. Who do you got to think on that number 54 here tonight?
Of course, everybody at Team AV. I know a bunch of us got a top 10 tonight, so that's really good for the team. Of course, James and Jeff for the awesome paint schemes, like you said earlier, and you guys for broadcasting.
Excellent, brother. Well, thank you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And that was the driver of the number 54, Matt Gruenberg, getting it done here on a little bit of a fuel strategy. And coming across the line, still running. That is going to do it from us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. This has been race number 1 of the championship. Matt Gruenberg already punched his ticket into the round of 12, so we'll be seeing him. Who else is going to make it? We'll find out starting next week, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.